Well, good morning, everybody. It's been a while. Apologize for the delay in posting videos, but what I thought was a minor clutch problem, that it just had air in there and it needed to be bled, turned into a whole fiasco. So I started bleeding the clutch, and the master cylinder apparently was bad. I knew it was bad because as I was bleeding the clutch, I squeezed it, held it in, and it proceeded to dump all the clutch fluid all down the front of the bike. So that was fun. So, ordered a new clutch, master cylinder, and got that in. Got it installed, and was bleeding the clutch out. And I broke off the bleeder nipple off the banjo bolt. And of course, nobody, and I mean nobody, in Tucson stocks the proper banjo bolt or the bleeder nut. So, of course, I had to order that and wait for that to come in. So it was 1 week down for the clutch, 1 week down for the bleeder. And then once I get that all sorted and installed and bled and the clutch is good, the bike wouldn't idle again. And everything pointed to the slow jets being clogged, and called up Renaissance, and after a little bit of runaround, they said, well, bring it in, and brought it in, and it turned out that the slow jets are clogged, so they ended up having to pull the carbs apart, and they cleaned out the slow jets, and we're back. We're back to riding again, so that's a plus. Especially on a gorgeous weekend. Missed a whole bunch of really gorgeous weekends, which is a shame, but it's starting to get chillier out. But it doesn't really get too cold to ride. There is no such thing, as long as there's no ice on the streets, no snow on the ground. So other than that fun with the clutch, there really hasn't been anything else too exciting going on. It's getting late in the year with school, so of course that's keeping me busy, as it is wont to do. So the only downside to school this semester is I was only able to take one class, because all my other classes have this class as a prerequisite. And of course, because I was only able to take one class, that means I didn't get shit for financial aid. Absolutely zero, so everything's out of pocket. And for some reason, they're still charging me out-of-state tuition, so I gotta see if I can sort that out. And yeah, I know it's pretty late in the semester to be sorting it out, but it's tough to take time off of work. So, lots of little minor headaches lately. On the plus side, it's my birthday tomorrow. Yay, for me. That's assuming I post this today, which is Saturday. But that'll be nice. Don't really have anything planned for my birthday. It's one of the downsides of being single. But I'll have some cake, open a present, maybe get myself a little something. You can tell it's getting into winter though, because the amount of vlogs being posted online has definitely dropped a bit. Not quite as fast paced as it was before. Although I was happy to see, I don't know if all of you guys watch iRev 808. He's one of the multitude of Hawaii bloggers that I like to follow. He's good too. He's interesting. He's got a nice bike, and he lives and rides in an area that I used to work, so it's always nice. I love seeing that neighborhood. I spent a lot of time down there. But if you haven't seen it, we'll do it right there. We'll do iRev 808, so you can click on the link and check him out. He can always use some new subscribers, but as can we all. But I was happy to see, he has been talking in some of his other vlogs and on his Facebook page, he's been talking about, getting, I don't know if bored with vlogging or tired of vlogging is kind of the right way to say it. But, you know, like I said, you know, he's an interesting vlogger, and I like seeing what he says. And, you know, he was saying that he just posted a new video saying that, you know, he felt a little renewed after going on a group ride to someplace different. And that's definitely true. You know, if you ride the same route over and over and over again, it can get a little monotonous or a little boring, you know, or if all you do on your bike is commute and you never go off and do some pleasure rides, that's, you know, you're still out riding, which is great. But, you know, I've talked to motorcycle cops before who are almost always riders personally, and they've said, you know, being on the bike 10, 12 hours a day definitely hurts the pleasure riding aspect of it, because the last thing you want to do is see a bike. And it's just like cooks. You know, people always think cooks eat gourmet meals at home, and a lot of times they do, but I can tell you, professional chefs eat a hell of a lot of crappy fast food too, because after you just spent a 12-hour shift in a kitchen, the last thing you want to do is go home and sit in your kitchen. It's not to say that chefs don't cook, they do, but, you know. So, I was happy to see that he said he felt renewed. You know, there's so many good places to ride on Oahu, but at the end of the day, it is still an island, and there's only so many routes you can take to get around it before you've done the same route over and over again. That's one of the things I liked riding with the group I rode with, the Intruders of Hawaii. You know, besides the fact that they were just a great group of people, you know, we rode the same routes a lot of the time, because again, you know, it is an island. But I got to see a lot of parts of the island that I hadn't necessarily seen before, or seen them in a different light when I was out riding with them. You know, and I never spent a lot of time up in Waianae, and often we would take a ride up the Waianae coast, which is beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous coastline. So, you know, that's another good thing too, is getting into a group or finding a club that you can ride with, that you mesh with. Because it gets you out there. Like, you don't want to be that guy that shows up for one ride every 2 months. And you get to be friends with everyone. So it's a lot of fun. So I would suggest, if iRev 808 were to watch this, to see if he can find himself a club. I mean, there are a ton of really good clubs on Oahu. Oahu has Hawaii in general has a really good motorcycle scene. A lot of riders, a lot of clubs. Of course, I'm biased, but I would tell them to check out Intruders. They're a good group of guys. You know, older, not a young crowd. They're open to any kind of bikes. You know, when I first started riding with them, I was on a CBR, and, you know, they gave me a little look when I showed up first, like, you know, oh, who's this guy on a CBR? But once they saw that I wasn't pulling wheelies and doing crazy shit, they were more than happy to have me riding with them. And then Pacific Nights are, holy crap, car. Well, there's my dose of cancer for the day. Thank you. Pacific Nights are another great group of guys. They've got a lot of sport bikes in their ranks too. So that'd be another good fun one to ride with. All very friendly guys. The only tough part is iRev is out on the side of the island that he's out. In order to meet up with most of the clubs, he's going to have to ride halfway around the island Sunday morning to meet up with the club. But like I said, it's worth it. It's worth it to get out there, meet some new people, do something different, see something a little different than what you see on your commute every day.